Let's grab our Post-its.
Okay, so we'll each come up with ways that we think the students will solve it.
Mm-hmm.
It's through this process of collaborating with the teachers that we're finding the greatest spectrum of misconceptions as well as clarities. When we're collaborating together, it's much more beneficial for us. If I were to go through the process by myself, I'm only finding a few misconceptions, but when I'm working with a group of people, they're bouncing different ideas off back and forth. And so again, we're seeing that great range, that great spectrum across the board. A big part of that is sorting out the responses, starting off with the lowest, moving up to the most complex amount of thinking and looking at our landscape. And what we're really trying to gather is that mathematical knowledge, and through sorting and grouping the different student responses, we're deepening our knowledge of the math process.
Okay, so start with the 9 days of 3 cups of food each day.
First question.
Are we lining it up like this or from top to bottom? Across.
Most
Perfect.
simple. Okay.
Left to right.
All right, so least sophisticated down here, most sophisticated.
I think this one is pretty low. They just drew boxes to represent each cup per day.
Okay.
That goes far over there.
Here I have an array because we are currently working on area, and so they're starting to see patterns of equal groups. So I was thinking that they might create an array.
Yeah.
Where would that go though?
Let's check our landscape.
Relationship between arrays and columns and arrays. So that's pretty high. That's higher than skip counting.
But it's interesting how we anticipate that, we have students who will do this, just looking for numbers in the problem. And then we have others who will do different kinds of visuals using numbers, number lines, up to taking
Arrays.
multiplication apart.
So when we were working on determining a task for multiplication, we started a discussion about how skip counting, is in one place on the spectrum, and then we're looking at making a number line, and that's on a different place of a spectrum. And why is it that this part is falling on that part of the landscape?
Where are we hoping that our kids, knowing that we haven't taught the multiplication at all yet, where are we hoping they start?
So we're going to give this task about a week into multiplication, right? So hopefully they're past misconceptions of just adding all of the numbers together.
And I hope they will be past visuals, like
Showing
making pictures. Okay, they will represent the problem using symbols, not necessarily numbers, but it could be tallies. But we'll definitely have
so when you say
most
pictures, you mean you'd be okay with tallies, but you just don't want like
Boxes or
Yeah,
the
if
top.
it's
here's
cups,
here's
yeah.
my 3
Yeah.
like actual. Yeah, okay, but yeah, I think especially with this new concept, they're definitely going to need some kind of visual model to make sense of what they're doing. But so we're on the same page for sure.
Okay, so with pictures they did day 1, day 2, day 3. So can they connect that each day is a group? And I think this is kind of like a little more than just doing 9 groups of 3.
And can they recognize each group is equal?
Right, which is also critical here, right?
Right.
It's just not random groups, but they're equal groups
They're
for
equal
sure.
groups. As we're discussing, the teachers are getting a deeper knowledge of this mathematical understanding, which in turn, now we understand the task better as we're finding student clarities and misconceptions.